There are a bunch of bitter, angry, and insecure men in this world, on the internet, and especially out here on YouTube, that have been misguiding or misleading other men when it comes to women or female nature in general. That's the topic we're going to be discussing here tonight live. So stick around for all of that and much, much more that's coming right to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell so that way you won't miss a single thing when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. That's right, I am here to help as many people as possible in 2021 and beyond get the best possible grips on your lives so that way each and every one of you can accomplish whatever it is that your heart or hearts desire. All right, welcome to the show, everyone. Before we get started, I want to make sure that everything is rolling well. We are once again simulcasting on Facebook. In addition to YouTube, the YouTube notification has gone out. Let me just check out the YouTube back end here and see if things are rolling. Oh, yeah. I feel incredible tonight. And let me just check out the Facebook side of things. I'm going to just go there directly on my iPhone 12 Pro Max. And just make sure that it's running smoothly. I'm going to just go there directly on. Okay. My iPhone 12 Pro. We are good. Jeffrey M. Stowe is in the house. Hey, Jeffrey. Welcome to the show. He says hello and hello from South Padre Island, Texas. How you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. Yeah, it's a very interesting topic, and if anyone has experienced this over the last 4 years between my former YouTube channel I used to run and now this channel I've been running for a couple of years, it is myself. And you know what? I have so much information to share with you folks tonight, not only based on my past experiences regarding all of this, but I have some great articles I'm going to be sharing with you. I'm going to be showing them on the screen, and you're not going to want to miss a single minute of this show. But before we get to that, I'd like to pay special props once again to this channel's sponsor, Mr. Troy Brewer. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. For all of your product and service needs from the most trusted professionals in the industry, please visit www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. One more time, that's www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. You can also visit a subsidiary of the Discover Community Network known as the DCN Internet Radio Network. And when you go to that website, you're going to find a bunch of talk and music internet radio stations, and more than likely, one of those talk or music internet radio stations will suit your talk or music genre needs. So if you love listening to internet radio throughout the course of your day, music, talk, please consider visiting www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. One more time, www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. If you're on the YouTube side of things, both those links are below the description, about a third of the way down. And if you go check out those sites and decide to reach out to Troy by phone or email, please do not forget that Coach Eli, tell him that Coach Eli sent you with lots and lots and lots and lots of love, and wish him a Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Troy, and your family. I know you've been very busy, prepping your new home and just doing a bunch of great stuff. Troy and I will definitely reconnect at some point in 2021. And how many of you would love to see on the YouTube? Well, most of you don't know him on YouTube, but on the Facebook side, you folks know him. How many of you would love to see a one-on-one interview with Troy and I live on the air? I think that would be amazing. He doesn't really like doing a lot of interviews because he thinks he's not good at them, but he's amazing. He's an amazing guy to interview. So, hey, if you're on the Facebook side of things and you love Troy and you know who Troy is, send him a message on Facebook or email him and let him know that, hey, we'd love to see you go one-on-one live with Eli. That would be amazing, right? All right. So before we get right to this, let's get to the YouTube side of things. The Facebook side of things are clear, or is clear for right now. Mutt Nuts World's in the house. Hey, Eli and everyone. Hello, Mutt. Welcome to the show. Furious Reactor Gaming, it was great to catch your stream for a bit earlier today. It was great to be on your channel. Welcome to the show. He says, hey, everyone, that's Furious Reactor Gaming, a.k.a. Will. Mutt Nuts World says, hey, Will, bro. Mutt Nuts World also says, have snacks and soda. This is going to be a very good topic tonight. Oh, you bet your bottom dollar, Mutt. And I'll tell you, a lot of people are not going to be happy about this, especially the people I'm going to be discussing. But I'm going to do it professionally and within YouTube guidelines and also ad-friendly guidelines, but you'll still get the gist. You'll still get the gist because we are a monetized channel here and we want to remain that way. And we'd like to play by the rules because we're good people here, on the Grip on Light channel on YouTube, the Coach Eli clan, and even, on the Facebook side of things, the Elias Dimitri Melas Facebook page that's also watching live. We're a great group of people. We're very civil, loving, caring, and nurturing people, unlike the people that I'm going to be discussing here tonight. Stick around for that. Let's see. What else do we have? No, we're good. We're all good. Okay. We've already got 18 people tuning in here on the YouTube side of things, and they're wondering, what is Eli going to say about this? Well, the title of tonight's stream or show is Very Bitter and Insecure Men Need to Stop Misleading Other Men in Regards to Women. One more time. Very bitter and insecure men need to stop misleading other men in regards to women. And if you are on the YouTube side of things, you'll see the thumbnail. It's also on Facebook, but it's a little bit more difficult to see it on Facebook. In the thumbnail, or on the thumbnail for this show, I put, in 2021, the manosphere is done. In 2021, the manosphere is done. Oh yeah, it's going to be done. No doubt about it, because effective immediately, I'm going to lead a crusade on YouTube and Facebook and social media to basically debunk everything that many of these content creators from this, so to speak, manosphere. I'll tell you what the manosphere is. It's 4 sections of men on the internet that have issues with the modern woman, modern day dating, modern day relationships, modern day marriages, and all that stuff, right? But I'm gonna share with you folks some things that I'm gonna be doing to push forward positivity and unity, so that way men and women can have a better chance of getting together and creating greatness. I know men and women are still attracted to each other, at least physically, right? And we still enjoy the company of each other, right? But in this modern world, because of some changes women went through 55 years ago, which I feel are great for women, right? Okay, women were liberated about 55 years ago. They got, civil rights. They got, they had the Equal Rights Amendment include them. Equal pay for equal work, the right to bear arms, the right to vote. Nowadays, women are doing everything that once only men were legally allowed to do, and women were dependent on a man for everything back in those days. And nowadays, they're not, because they can fend for themselves. But a lot of these modern men can't accept that. They wish things could go back to the way things were in the extreme traditionalism type of days, and it's never going back. It's never going back. So what a lot of these men have decided to do is, come on these platforms such as YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, many blogs, and they talk a bunch of smack about women. Now, I'm not saying that what they're saying is not partially true. A lot of what these guys say is true, right? But it's the way that they present it. It's the way that they present it to other men, basically saying to men, it's just not worth dating or marrying women anymore. You can't trust women anymore. You know, women are different, this and that. Well, you're right to that to a certain extent there. But quite honestly, I want to ask each and every one of you guys out there, do you want to go the rest of your life without ever having intimacy with a woman again, without ever dating a woman, without hanging out with a woman? Because I got to tell you, I'm a strong, confident alpha male, right? And yeah, dating is challenging nowadays, okay? But when I do find a good woman and I'm hanging out with a good woman, and I'm dating a good woman, I enjoy her company more so than the company of anyone else. There's nothing I enjoy more so doing than being with a good, beautiful, sweet, loving, nurturing woman to go on a hike with like an 8 or 10 mile hike within nature where we're taking a nice walk. We're letting those endorphins flow. We're breathing in the fresh air. We're looking at beautiful scenery. She's got her tight sweatpants on. I got mine on. And it's just beautiful, right? And we can have a great conversation. Guys, put yourself in the same position if you went hiking with a group of guys. Let's say you went hiking with a group of guys, 8 or 10 mile hike, right? What would you do during that hike? All you'd probably do is talk smack about women, right? How fun is that? How fun is that? Like, I get it. We've all talked smack about women a time or two. And it's normal for guys to talk smack about women every now and then and for women to talk smack about men. But when you have a bunch of men that have made it their life's purpose and they create constant content on this, it gets a bit excessive and it gets really sad. And that's what I'm going to be presenting here to you folks tonight, sharing my thoughts, having 4 years of experience in dealing with many of these manosphere type of groups, and there are 4 of them. I will get to that in just a little bit here. But here's what I want to do first and foremost. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the browser screen. I have 4 websites I'm going to be showing you folks tonight. I'm going to be critiquing what other people are saying. It's pretty much the same way I feel, but I want to show you folks that this is not just myself that feels this way. These people, like, it's amazing. When I did some research on this earlier today, it is amazing what I found on this and how much in alignment it is with myself. And it goes to show me that for the last 3.5 years, until I got rid of this group of people, this toxic group of men that feel this way about women, like I was playing in the wrong ballpark, and I didn't even realize it. I realized that, hey, there are still a lot of great men out there that, want to be with women, and they just want to learn how to become a better man, how to attract a woman, how to keep, a woman happy, etc. And for women, they want to figure out the same thing about men. Women are struggling to figure out what's going on with men as well. Tonight, which is what I'm trying to say, I'm going to clear that up here for everyone. So let's just go ahead and do this. I'm going to switch over to the browser screen. And I've got a Wikipedia article here, or Wikipedia definition of the word manosphere. What is the manosphere? If you've never heard of the word manosphere, you're about to find out what it is. From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Please donate to Wiki if you like it. They are completely dependent on your donations to stay around, and they're amazing. The manosphere is a collection of websites, blogs, and online forums promoting some form of masculinity, hostility towards women. Boy. Hostility towards women is a big understatement with some of these guys, but we'll get more into that in a bit. Strong opposition to feminism and exaggerated misogyny. So here's the thing. my thoughts about feminism is this. I think feminism is great to a certain extent as long as it's not abused. So the fact that women, were liberated about 55 years ago, they got the same civil rights that once only men had. They, got equal rights in the Equal Right Amendment. They're able to work, like I said, equal pay for equal work, the right to bear arms, the right to vote. They have the same rights, and they're able to do that, or they have the opportunities to do the same things that once only men had the opportunities to do. Nothing wrong with that. That is part of feminism. Okay? I don't have an opposition to feminism per se. I have an opposition to radical feminism. I've always mentioned this in the past, right? But I also have an opposition to men that are behaving this way, and they're being radicalists on the opposite side. They're being radicalists on the masculine or male side of things. And there are some women out there that are radical feminists that have taken the rights that they've been given a bit too far. And even some of these women expect and actually do and get special privileges at time by playing the system. I'll get more into that if need be later on in the show. But I don't have an opposition to feminism at all. At all. Let me check and see what's going on in the chats here. Jeffrey M. Stowe, do I need a shot of tequila before we get started? This could be good. No, it will be good. Jeff says, I want to hold her hand. I want to hold her hand, walk on the beach. Intimacy is beautiful. I don't talk smack about women to other men. My relationship with my woman is not my bro's business. You're right, bro. It's not. Now, it's nice to share your happiness with your friends about your woman. And if your friends don't accept your woman, then they don't accept you. Like I'm 47 years old. I know you're close to my age, Jeffrey. I know you're just a little bit older than me. We grew up during the same time. Like with me, like if my friends nowadays don't accept anyone that I'm dating, then you know what? I'm just not going to hang out with them for a while or ever again. I've just decided that, if people are not going to be in alignment with my happiness and they're going to try to kick down my happiness, I'd rather not hang out with them. I'd rather hang out by myself any given day than be around negative people. That's just my honest opinion there. But great comment there, Jeffrey. So the manosphere has been associated politically with the far right and alt-right. Let me repeat that one more time. The manosphere has been associated politically with the far right and alt-right. You see, when I first came on YouTube 4 years ago, I knew about, conservatives and liberals. I'm a slight left liberal, like I've always mentioned. I'm not an extremist liberal, and I don't hate the right. I like some views from the right and some views from the left, but I identify slightly more to the left. I live in California, for Christ's sake. We're a big blue state, okay? So, for me, I had to learn the first couple of years being on YouTube that the people I was dealing with were far right and alt-right. They were right-winged extremists. In my experience, and this is interesting, I've shared this before, I'll share it again. In my experience, the people that have created the most issues regarding what we're talking about here with this manosphere and the far right and alt-right are the middle-aged, right-winged, extremist, conservative, Caucasian men. Now, that's not everybody. I know some conservative men here in California that I'm very close friends with. They don't project their views onto me. They may share their views, but they don't project them. We just have a civil conversation and we're friends at the end of the day. We agree to disagree and we move on, right? But see, these guys, the majority of the people that are creating this content, in my studies and in my experience of dealing with these people for the last 4 years out here on YouTube, okay, is that you got a bunch of, angry, bitter, and insecure and immature, middle-aged, Caucasian, conservative, extremist men that primarily live in the red states, which are in the South and the Midwest. A lot of these people, and with no disrespect, they didn't have the best upbringing. They came from a broken household. They didn't have a good, strong father figure or mother figure, right? So they had to fend for themselves, and they've been angry and bitter ever since that point. They grew up in poverty, and maybe even to this day, they're considered lower class or lower middle class at the very best. Now, some of them are middle class or upper class, but the majority of these people that are behaving this way are lower class or, lower middle class types of people. And there's a fancy derogatory word that I could use to describe what people consider these types of Caucasian men. But I don't want to get demonetized or get this removed. But just think about it this way. Once a week, the garbage company comes and picks up your garbage. So you can put two and two together and figure out. Now, I'm not sitting here trying to be critical. I love everybody, and I want to love these people. I'm just saying that's who these people are. And they're very unhappy within themselves because they didn't have the same upbringing, or they feel like they haven't had the same opportunities in life that some of us other folks have, especially the liberals, right? These people can't stand liberals, even slight left liberals like myself. So that's that. Movements within the manosphere include the men's rights movement, which are the MRAs, incels, which are involuntary celibates. Okay, involuntary celibates are basically considered men that no matter what they do, they're not able to ever, convince or get a woman to be intimate with them. Like, even if they're nice guys, maybe they're too nice of a guy, and they don't know what turns on or attracts women. And I want to help those guys, right? But that's what an incel is, right? Okay. And I'm going to skip over the next one and come back to it. Pickup artists, which are called PUAs. Pickup artists are guys that have no intentions of dating or marrying women, but they go out and they use pickup lines. They dress a certain way. They do certain things that, give them a better chance of getting a woman to sleep with them, for one night, and then they kick that woman to the curb. Those are pickup artists, okay? I'm not here to help pickup artists. I'm not. And then, last but not least, there's the men going their own way, or MGTOW. And I got to tell you, that's the group I was a part of for many years out here on YouTube. And I was recommended to check out MGTOW content and connect with other MGTOW content creators by a subscriber on my former channel. And when, I actually went out and found some MGTOW content creators, all I wanted to do was connect with them and help them and us create content together and learn more about modern day dating and female nature and male nature and all that, right? But I didn't realize that these guys are the types of guys I've been talking about right here. These are guys from the far right and alt-right. They are from, the red states in the Midwest and the South. They're lower class or lower middle class people. They're right-wing, extremist, conservative, Caucasian men that are very angry, bitter, insecure, and immature. These are guys in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond that behave this way. And a lot of them have gone through divorce, and they're unhappy that their wife took half their assets. A lot of these guys, are just unhappy at the modern day divorce system and child custody system. But here's the one thing I've never heard these guys do, which is what all real men do. All real men own up to their mistakes. And look, if you've been through a divorce and you're a man and you put the entire blame on your ex-wife, you're not a real man. You're not a real man, and you're also not perfect. No one's perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. These guys probably made some mistakes that they just expected their ex-wives to deal with, right? And their ex-wives probably dealt with these mistakes on and on and on, but they finally had enough, right? Then when you try to talk with these guys and say, hey, you went through a divorce, you sound angry and bitter that your wife took half your marital assets, right? But what mistakes did you make? Why don't you own up to what you did? Well, I did nothing wrong. Well, come on, dude. No one's perfect. No one's perfect, right? So when I started to learn more about these guys and started trying to be civil and reasonable with them, they started attacking me, all of them. And this MGTOW group out here on YouTube about 2 to 4 years ago, before YouTube started shutting a lot of the MGTOW channels down for inappropriate content and violating guidelines, they needed to do that. There was a lot of them that were coming at me, like literally hundreds and thousands of them attacking me because I was very positive about this and I understood what they were saying. I understand, the MGTOW philosophy. The MGTOW philosophy is actually it's actually something that every man should know. Every man should understand the modern day woman. Every man should understand female nature. They should understand the risks of getting married, going through a divorce. You should understand that, and that's what they teach. But it's one thing to understand it, and it's another thing to basically, force men to feel like the rules are so against them nowadays that they should not even trust women and give any woman a chance. That's just really pathetic and ridiculous. Let me check out and see if we've got anything going on here. Jeffrey M. Stowe, wow, I'm a conservative living in a red state. I was divorced to my first wife, and she left. Yeah, you see, Jeffrey, here's the thing, dude. You may be slightly more on the right, and I'm slightly more on the left. But here's the thing, Jeff. I think you're a lot like me. I think you like views that just make sense for the best overall interest of everyone, right? So, I get along with people. Like, I get along with many conservatives. I get along with many liberals. Now, there are some conservatives and some liberals that I don't get along with, right? But it's not about their political party choice. It's about their behavior. Like, if I was going to judge people at all, Jeff and everyone else, it's based on their behavior, how they treat me and how they treat others, right? Jeffrey says, I raised my children on my own with no child support and accepted all debts. I found Terry and was married until death do us part. I know you're a good man, dude. You are a good man. I've got the utmost respect in you, man. The utmost respect in you. All right. So the manosphere has been associated with online harassment as well as some mass shootings and other real-world acts of violence and has been implicated in radicalizing men into committing violence against women. I don't condone that at all. Any man that hits a woman or feels that, you should be allowed to be violent to your woman to put her in her place, I have no respect for you. I want nothing to do with you. Now, there are some women out there that hit men. And I've said this before, and I've been asked this before. Well, Eli, what if you're dating a woman and she hits you? Well, if we go back to my grammar school days, there was this one woman, this one girl that used to slap me every now and then. For like no reason. She just wanted to be funny, right? She used to slap me, right? And the other guys were saying, dude, why don't you defend yourself against this woman? She's slapping you, dude. Why don't you defend yourself? Why don't you slap her back? I said, dude, I don't hit women. Well, she's hitting you. That doesn't mean it gives me the right to hit her, and I don't hit women. So what would I do when this woman would come near me? I would just duck and avoid, and like I was just cool and calm and collected, right? And it's funny, years down the road, this was in grammar school. Years down the road after high school, I ran into her. She apologized to me, and we became good friends. And she basically told me that she appreciates how mature I handled things even back in 8th grade when most people are very immature. So yeah, I don't like when these guys in the manosphere, resort to violence just to try to get back at women. If you're with a woman and it's not working out and she doesn't want to be with you, let her go. There are so many other fish in the sea. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. The manosphere grew out of social movements such as the men's liberation movement of the 1970s and 80s. Groups now considered to be a part of the manosphere, such as the men's rights movements, predate the term manosphere. The term, a play on the word blogosphere is believed to have first appeared on Blogspot in 2009 or 2009. It was subsequently popularized by Ian Ironwood, a pornography marketer and author. The term entered the popular lexicon when news media began to use it in stories about men who had committed acts of misogynist violence, sexual assault, and online harassment. I'm going to read just one more part here, and then I'm going to share this, all these links that are on the show tonight. I'm going to share them a couple of lines down on the YouTube side of things, so you can check out these links. They'll be under the category source. 2010 has been identified as a clear tipping point by researcher Emma A. Jane, at which the manosphere communities moved towards the mainstream from their previous position on the fringes of the internet. She hypothesizes that this popularization was spurred by the advent of Web 2.0 and the rise of social media. Right, now that we have YouTube, all these guys are coming out here creating content, and they're building large audiences of other men that really want help and need help learning how to deal with women and learning how to make things work with women. But they're coming across these guys and they're telling them to do the opposite. They're telling these men to not trust women, don't date them, don't marry them. They'll take all your money, right? Just pump and dump them. That's what they say. They say you can pump and dump them, but just be careful, wear a condom and, don't put yourself at risk for pregnancy. A lot of these women are looking to trap you. Well, there are some women like that. There are a lot of women that are not like that. Not every woman is like that. That's another thing. They got this term in MGTOW called NAWALT, NAWALT, which stands for not all women are like that. And a lot of these guys say there's no such thing as a NAWALT, not all women are like that. There are plenty of NAWALTs out there. Plenty of them. Plenty of them. And you try to go toe-to-toe with these guys and say there aren't any NAWALTs, that there aren't any good women left. And they say, all women are like that. Well, to a certain extent, women are women. They're emotional beings. They respond to everything emotionally based on how they're feeling at the present moment. So, in some ways, women are biologically the same, but not every single woman is going to have the same outlook on life or men. These guys say they all think the same, they all treat men the same. Nope, that is definitely not true at all. Okay, so she hypothesizes this popularization was spurred by the advent of Web 2.0 and the rise of social media in combination with ongoing systemic misogyny and patriarchal society. And that's what a lot of these guys say as well. And you know what? Some people are like that and some people are not. But here's the problem. If you have a group of guys out here on YouTube and the internet trying to convince and brainwash other men to stay away from women and to treat women this way and to not trust all women, and all women are like that, what's going to eventually happen, right? And then these guys get upset that YouTube and Facebook and other sites are shutting these sites down because they're not good. They're toxic. These people are toxic. These people are toxic, right? And to be honest with you, I'm going to come out and say it. This manosphere, especially the MGTOW content creators, these guys are worse than feminism. I'm going to come out and say it. These guys are worse than feminism and radical feminism. That's the truth. You want to come at me for saying that? Come at me. That's on you. The manosphere was well established by 2014. I got involved around 2016, 2017. And let me tell you, it was one heck of a ride out here on YouTube until YouTube started shutting those channels down. And there are still some MGTOW channels out nowadays, but these guys are out here and they're speaking more carefully. And I got to speak more carefully too. I haven't, don't get me wrong. But they're speaking more carefully because they also have monetized channels like myself. Or if they don't have a monetized channel, they don't want to get shut down by community guidelines. So they're watching their words, but they're still putting out inaccurate information. They're misinforming and they're misleading guys. And part of that reason is because they know there's an audience of guys looking for this content, right? And these guys are also that run these channels are trying to build up their channels, right? So in essence, I think these MGTOW creators are doing two things. Number one, they're misleading and misguiding these guys. And number two, they're looking to stir up the controversy by doing what they do to get more traction on their YouTube channels, right? It's pathetic. It's ridiculous. In 2021, the manosphere is going to be gone. Trust me, more and more of these channels are going to be shut down. No doubt about it. Either that or people are going to start waking up. The men that are being brainwashed by these other men are going to start waking up and realizing that, hey, you know what? We really want to date women. We really want to be good to women. We really want to change this. We want to stop the fighting, right? Men and women were made to be together. We work best together. We're a great team, for Christ's sake. Give me 1 second here. I want to check my notifications every now and then because every so often I get a donation on PayPal, Cash App, or other means. So I want to check that. The manosphere was well established by 2014 and its ideas had entered more mainstream discourse where they are sometimes used among men, not necessarily identified with any specific manosphere group. Let me tell you something. I disassociated myself from MGTOW and the manosphere. And I will come out and proudly say I was a part of it for a while because I thought it was good to be a part of a group like that and learn a lot more. But I realized, yes, I did. Did I learn a lot? Yes, I did learn a lot. But being around those types of guys with that mindset that hate women and want to attack women and keep kicking them down and calling them just hateful names, attacking single moms, attacking women for wanting men that, have money and look good. What woman would not want a man, or what woman would want a man that doesn't have money or doesn't look good? What man would want a woman nowadays that doesn't make good money or look good? Like, come on, guys. It's very hypocritical. It's extremely hypocritical. So let me see where we're at right now. We are at 37 minutes. Before I get to the next website, I'm going to step away and take a quick break here. But let me check out the Facebook site and see if Jeffrey says, Manosphere sucks, never heard of it. I agree with you, bro. It does suck. Manosphere is toxic, says Jeffrey. Men and women are meant to be together. Amen. Well, thank you for agreeing, Jeffrey. You see, Jeffrey, despite our slight political views, you're slightly more right, I'm slightly more left. Jeffrey, you're not an extremist. And if you consider yourself to be a right-wing extremist, you don't act like one, because I don't get along with extremists one way or another. I like people that are civil and, can have a friendly conversation, a friendly debate, and learn from each other. And even if we disagree at the end of the day, we can agree to disagree and still be friends, right, Jeff? Like, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So, anyway, there's a lot more to this, and you're gonna want to stick around and see what I'm going to show you next, because this is just the beginning. Jeff says I am not extreme. I'm going to love that instead of like that, Jeff. I've been liking all your comments. He's like, exactly. Who's still here on the YouTube side? Let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to queue up some royalty-free YouTube music, get some more coffee and rest my voice, because when I come back, let's move over to full screen. When I come back, it's going to get even more interesting. How do you folks like this background here? Equality, right? Equality. The man, the woman over there holding hands. Isn't that beautiful, Jeff? Isn't that beautiful, man? That's the way it should be. Mutt says she's still here. Do you like the background tonight, Mutt? What do you think about the background? Let me know about that. Oh, boy. All right. I'm just queuing up some music here. Just need one more. Do-do-do-do. 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 All right, folks, music is all queued up. Let's step away for a 5 to 7 or 8 minute break. When we return, the next article I'm going to go over is from a site called isitnormal.com, and it's titled MGTOW Are Bitter Men. One more time, MGTOW Are Bitter Men. So stick around for that. We'll be right back. Feel the rhythm of the beat. I'm losing my verbiage. I'm having a lot of fun here tonight. Speaking my truth. Do you feel it? You gotta feel good about yourself before anyone else is gonna feel good being around you, right? Come on, and don't you want people to feel good when they're around you? It has to start within you first, right? Mutt says, welcome back. Mutt, you enjoyed the show so far on the YouTube end? Let me know. Yeah, you gotta feel good. You gotta live it up. You gotta enjoy life. You gotta enjoy each and every day of your life like it's your last. That's what I do. I love it. I love it. I love it. Woo! I'm wearing my beer belly shirt tonight to be more manly, right? Even though I don't have a beer belly, I just think it's funny, right? I got this shirt from REI for a good deal from the REI Garage. Great place to shop, folks, if you're looking for some great clothing and great apparel, especially if you do hiking and stuff. Yeah. All right, let me lower this down a bit here. Whoo! Whoa, 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 Nelly. Whoa, Nelly. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook once again. It is 10:32 p.m. Eastern, 7:32 p.m. Pacific. It is Saturday, January 2nd, 2021. I didn't butcher it. I didn't say 2020. You know, for the first few weeks or so, or first month of a new year, people will put like the last year, like, 1/2/20 instead of 1/2/21, right? If you have that issue, let me know. I think it's a common thing, but I didn't butcher it. Of course, I'm here on my laptop, and when you click on, or when you highlight the time at the bottom right of Windows 10, it'll say Saturday, January 10th, 2021. So unless I'm blind and I can't read, I can't butcher it, right? Modern technology, huh? All right, welcome back, everyone. Glad you could all join me here tonight. Tonight, we are discussing a very interesting topic. I think one of the most interesting topics in the modern world, involving male and female relationship dynamics, and that's a lot of what I do out here on my channel. That's primarily what I do. I also help people on the business side of things with business coaching. If you're working for someone else or working in the corporate world and you're struggling to get that promotion and you're wondering why you're not getting it, I can help you figure that out. Or if you're tired of working for someone else or working in the corporate world and you'd like to become a self-employed entrepreneur like myself, I can help you through that transition process. It is not easy, but it's not too terribly difficult. What matters the most is how much do you want it, right? Because if you want anything in life, you can get it as long as you really want it. And you're not going to try to get something that you want unless you really do want it. So how much do you want it, right? But the topic tonight is very bitter and insecure men need to stop misleading other men in regards to women. One more time, in case you didn't hear it. Very bitter and insecure men need to stop misleading other men in regards to women. You know, a lot of these guys that have been creating content over the last several years out here on YouTube, and, they've been just lashing back at women, primarily, in my opinion, because of the experiences that they've been through with women. They've had one or two or three or four or five experiences that didn't go their way for one reason or another. And another thing they don't realize is that, or they don't want to at least accept ownership of, is that maybe part of the reason why it didn't work out with those women is because of what you did and how you showed up, right? But just because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 relationships that don't work out, that doesn't mean the rest of the women in the entire world are like that, or or your relationship with other women is going to end up that way, right? You can't sit there and project that out and try to coach and teach other men, to stay away from women and to say all women are like this just because you had a few bad experiences and you within yourself haven't, first of all, figured out how to love yourself and learn to let it go and put yourself back out there in a positive way to find a good woman, right? Or to find a woman that's going to work out with you. Instead, you want to come out here on platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or wherever else, Reddit, anywhere on the internet, and basically just whine like a little, I was going to say whine like a little baby, but these guys more so whine like a little teeny tiny female dog. Kind of like one of my exes in the past. She had a little teeny tiny female rat terrier chihuahua mix. And this little female 13-pound dog, she was a tiny dog, but she had a big mouth. If you didn't feed her on time, if you were like 1 minute late feeding her, she would start whining like a female dog. Let's put it that way. We're trying to keep it professional and advertiser friendly. You know what a female dog is, Jeffrey and everyone else, right? Okay. And I shared the story before. I'll share it again. Like one time I didn't intentionally feed her for like 30 minutes. And let me tell you, each and every minute that you were late in feeding this dog, the whining would amp up. It would get louder. She would start, jumping on me. And she's like, dude, I want my food. I want my food. And I guess you can kind of say sometimes women are, actual women can be like that. But if you treat the woman right and you understand that women are emotional beings and stuff, and you understand true female nature, which is what I'm going to be sharing here tonight as well, you're going to be able to get along with somebody, and it's like you don't need to go out there and project to these other guys that are trying to learn about women. You don't need to project to them that all women are bad, because they're not. They're plain and simply not. But anyway, Nuts World once again says, welcome back. And she says, yes. Okay. So let's get back to this here. I'm going to go ahead and switch back over to the browser screen. And I'm going to have to do this on the fly here. And give me a second, because I don't have a producer here. I got to do this on my own. I got to realign this so you folks can see this on the screen. But I've gotten so good at this that I can do it very, very quickly. You're seeing this in real time. Oops, excuse me. Give me just a second here. Big Tower, bitter men. Question mark. In my opinion, and it should be a fact, but it's my opinion, there's no doubt about it that they're bitter men. Oh boy, I'm almost set, folks. Oh boy. Give me a second here. Oh, did I screw that up? I don't think I screwed that up. Give me a second here, folks. My apologies. Give me a second. Why am I screwing this up? Give me a second. I want to get this aligned. Properly. My apologies on that. All right, that should work fine right there. All right, there we go. We're good to go. All right, sorry for the delay there, folks. My apologies on that. Let me check out the Facebook site and see. Oh, thank you, Jeffrey, for sharing it out. I appreciate it, bro. Bro, in the new year, well, this is the new year. We need to do an interview, bro. I'd love to get you on the show if you're open to that. And we need to collab on some things. I really want to help you grow your business and help you in any way possible, man. I miss you, dude, and I miss a lot of the other guys. Let's gather up the troops from the old Northern California Genuine Networking Association, GNA, and Successful Thinkers Network we used to be a part of, and let's make some things happen, bro. What do you say, man? What do you say? All right, let's get to this this next article here from the site isitnormal.com. It's titled, MGTOW Are Bitter Men? ? Lately, I notice everywhere on the internet across all comment sections and message boards, you now see the male version of feminism. Yes, you do. That's a good way to put it. MGTOW is the male version of feminism. But it's worse. And I'm a guy saying, listen, I'm a strong, confident alpha male saying that. The self-righteous men of the newest PC label. These guys definitely seem to behave like they're self-righteous. Their label is none other than MGTOW, which is short for Men Go Their Own Way. No, dude, it's called Men Going Their Own Way, but that's okay. You butchered that. That's okay, no big deal. Very cool words for sure. Yeah, I thought it was cool when I first joined it 4 years ago, but I quickly found out that it's more of a hate group, not only towards women, but other men that still believe that there are good women out there and women are amazing, right? No, not all men and women are good people, and not all men and women are amazing. But it works on both sides. It's not just women being an issue, like these MGTOW guys seem to think is the issue. It's both men and women having issues, and we want to, figure out those issues and, find ways to better get along, right? Very cool words for sure. But I can't help but notice that once I looked into these people more, I found videos of these wise ones on YouTube. They're all over YouTube. Let me tell you, they are all over YouTube for sure. They're all hideous creatures. Well, you said it, not me. I didn't have to say it. They preach their wisdom down to other like-minded virgin men with advice such as never date a single mom and women only go for men with money and overlook their character. That's what they say. It's true. I agree. Let's continue. It gets better. But then you observe their mannerisms, habits, outlook, and looks. You notice that they are mostly bitter men that can't get women for various reasons, including not making much money. They're the biggest projectors around. Like these MGTOW men, they project so many insecurities, and that's why they're not getting women, because women are not attracted to insecure men, okay? Women are not attracted to emotionally weak and unstable men, okay? Women are attracted to the emotional strength of a man, not the emotional weakness. They're repelled by the emotional weakness and insecurities too. Weak, needy, desperate, and insecure men. And men that behave like these guys, angry and bitter because one or two relationships or marriages didn't work. We're gonna basically categorize every single woman in the world like this, right? Yeah. I debate their arguments one by one, and they call me, I'm not going to say the word, I'll spell it out, I don't want to get demonetized. They call me C-U-C-K. Boy, I've been called C-U-C-K on this platform by a group of these MGTOW men for the last 4 years, right? They call me C-U-C-K Eli. Do you know what a C-U-C-K is? It is a man that enjoys watching his wife or girlfriend sleep with another man. That's what a C-U-C-K is, right? I don't enjoy that or do that, right? So I'm definitely not a C-U-C-K. Someone's going to probably cut this because they're probably laughing. These people that are part of this former MGTOW group I used to be a part of are probably watching this right now. They're like, Eli just gave us some great content. Whatever. Use it under fair use or I'll take you down for copyright. That's all I got to say. So I debate their arguments one by one and they call me C-U-C-K for not bashing women myself. That's pathetic. That's pathetic, insecure, immature, and unstable. All qualities that don't align with masculinity. Bottom line, good job, dude. My experience with women has been pretty good. That's nice to hear. Mine has been good and not so good. But that happens, right? Doesn't mean that every single woman is going to be bad because one of them doesn't work out. I've always had a girlfriend, and I'm not gonna swear as much because I don't want to get demonetized. I'll use, acronyms and stuff like that. I've always had a girlfriend or F-buddy. You know what an F-buddy is. I haven't met that many of these, bat poop feminists, you see it. You can see it on the screen. Bat poop feminists that they speak of many times as proof. They say something like, once I met this girl as proof that all women are bad. Right? That's what these guys do. They project their insecurities. They have one bad experience, and then they project that every other woman is like that. It's pathetic, man. It's pathetic. The main thing is they say is women are gold diggers. Some of them can be, but not all of them are like that. But some men do the same thing on the flip side, right? They won't go after a man unless he has looks and money. But when you think about it, shouldn't they do that? Right, I was saying that earlier. I mean, why would a woman go for a broke guy that's not good looking? Right! Why would a woman go for a broke guy that's not good looking? Guys, you want to go for a broke woman that's not good looking? Is it not a fair two-way street? Come on now. When I first read this earlier, I'm like, this is beautiful. I could not have said it better myself. So she can have an ugly baby and be a broke mom? Yeah, come on, guys. Jesus Christ, man. So she can have an ugly baby and be a broke mom. Isn't it good logic that a woman go after a successful man too? Sure. Now, you want to make sure that she's not just, with you because you have money. You want to make sure that she likes to have great conversations with her or with you and enjoys intimacy with you. And see, before you marry a woman or invest too much time in a woman, you can find out by testing her for the first 2 to 3 months. You see how consistent she is with texting you, phone calls. Does she hang out with you 2 or 3 times a week? When she hangs out with you, is she, rubbing your shoulders? Is she coming up to you to kiss you? Is she open to your affection? When you're intimate with her, does she enjoy it? Does she want more of it? You can kind of tell when a woman's really into you for the right reasons. I, for one, don't want my daughter going for some broke dude who can't take care of her. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But at the same time, because women are also working nowadays, they've been liberated, she should be doing her part too. I'll just throw that in there. But yes, even women that are working, they're making good money, why would they not want to be with a man that's successful, making good money at least as much as they are, if not more, right? And why should he not be attractive? Why should they not both be attractive, right? Anyway, this is getting very long, but I thought it would be an interesting discussion. Oh, yeah, and it is normal. I'm not going to vote on this right now, but I'm going to go down and read some of these comments here, and check this out. Check this out. This is hilarious. I gotta readjust the screen here. Give me a second here. Let me do this. Give me a second here so we can actually see this. All right. So one person responds and says, yeah, MGTOW and incels are a laughingstock. I'll agree with you on that. Now, as far as people that are true incels and voluntary celibates, I can help you gain better confidence within yourself and help you learn how to better approach and talk to women, how to better take care of yourself. If you're out of shape, I can help you get back into shape. I can help you learn to better groom yourself, wear better clothing. Come on. You want the woman to look good and smell good. Why shouldn't you as well? Why wouldn't she want you to look good as well, right? It is funny how they're never really going their own way. They just bitch and complain about how women won't F them. It is funny how they're never really going their own way. They just female dog it and complain about how women won't F them. That's true. Very true. Yeah. They're essentially the male version of extreme feminists. Yeah, I was saying that too. They are exactly the male version of extreme feminists, which is hilarious when you think about it. Maybe if they all met at a We Hate the Opposite Sex convention, they'd end up effing each other and chill out a bit. That would be a good thing to see. I knew this was going to be a good show tonight. If you're on the Facebook side and you're a mod and you can chat in the chat or a member, please come in and chat in the chat. Nothing going on Facebook, nothing going on YouTube. Let's continue here. LOL, helping these two bitter groups get laid would actually be doing them a favor. You are a good person. That is true. They would probably chill out if they got a little nookie. Thanks. That's what I think too. That's good. That's good, dude. It's good. Men tend to crave the pee. I'm not going to say the word. I'm going to call it the pee. We know what the pee is. It's the female body part that men crave. Men tend to crave the pee until someone gets pregnant, and he's either helping pay for it or ends up in the shackles of marriage. Suddenly, they find out that sex carries a lot of responsibility. Well, look, if you guys don't want to accidentally get a woman pregnant, get to know her first. Make sure that, she's on birth control, actually on birth control. And, this is what I say to guys. Make sure your woman gets on a consistent form of birth control or a permanent method, kind of like the IUD or the Depo-Provera shot or something like that. If you have a woman that's taking the pill and she forgets to take the pill a day or two, even if she didn't want to intentionally get pregnant and trap you, she might make a mistake. Like, I don't trust the pill at all. I don't. No. So, my exes have always been on a more permanent form of birth control, or strap on a love glove and just make sure that you do whatever you can to, not get her pregnant. And another thing, if you're going to use a love glove when you're done, don't just throw it in the trash. Some women have been known to go and hijack those condoms and sperm jack you, and that can get them pregnant, right? Flush it down the toilet. Flush it down the toilet. I'm telling you guys, you gotta have common sense. Come on now. You forgot the third option some men take. They leave town, never paying for the kid or making any effort to be in the child's life. Right. Because they played But now they don't want to own up to the responsibility of the action they took when they were playing, right? These types don't learn their lesson, and they wind up knocking up and running from multiple women. Right, because they don't think about the consequences before the actions they take, right? I'm not saying the women aren't at fault here. Well, no, they're not perfect, but both men and women are both equally responsible when they're intimate. But some guys in my ghetto town are cowards. Oh, you could say that again. I'm not going to say, I don't know a lot of cowardly people here where I live in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area in California, but I've met a lot of cowards from YouTube that live in the Midwest and the South. It's basically these guys we've been talking about here, these alt-right or extreme right MGTOW men. They're cowards. They are. You guys. I hate to say it. You guys are cowards. You are. I'm not trying to criticize you or attack you. I'm speaking the facts. The thing is, MGTOW is typically men who cannot get laid in the first place. What you describe as a deadbeat that has no real connection to MGTOW. Well, I think it does. I think it has a connection to male and female relationship dynamics. So, like a lot of these deadbeat guys, are also going out there and complaining that women are no good, right? But they're going and sleeping around, getting them pregnant, and then leaving them, right? And being a deadbeat dad. Come on, man. That's not, that is a part of, I wouldn't say it's directly a part of the MGTOW philosophy. MGTOW philosophy is to withdraw, but it's to also teach men to be better men, right? That's not a good man to be a deadbeat. You got to think about the consequences before you take actions. And if something does happen, you have to accept the responsibility. That's what real men do. Oh, good point. Women only go for good-looking guys with money. Well, you can't blame them now, can you? No, I can't. Why? I want to be with a good-looking woman that makes money too. That's similar to me, right? What girl would want to slave after a smelly, broke A slob that watches anime all day? I hear you. And I know people, I know a lady friend of mine that was married to a guy that would just play PlayStation all day. And she divorced him after a while because he was complacent and lazy and kept gaining weight and didn't shower. Why would you want to be with a guy like that? He didn't really make a lot of money, right? He wasn't working on himself to better himself, and she surpassed him. Can't blame her for that, right? But these other guys, these MGTOW guys are going to say, oh, women are now wanting to wear the pants. Women wanted to, run the household. Well, in some cases they want to, but it's not that this woman really even wanted to run the household. She wanted to equally share in the responsibilities and be her husband's equal, but he just wasn't doing his part. He wasn't being a man. So can you blame her? No, not at all. Women want security. Of course, a responsible man with a stable job and ambitions who looks neat and good and will care for them. Right. I want the same thing in return. No problem. These same incels want hot chicks, but look like the Elephant Man. Right. They want the hottest women, yet they're like 100, 200 pounds overweight. They smell. They don't dress nice. How the heck can you get a woman that's attractive when you're not taking care of yourself? So they bash women for not staying away. Pathetic. Sure, there are gold diggers that are in for the money only, but those are exceptions. That's true. I've been saying that all along. Not the norm. Those are frowned upon even by other women. Right, other women frown upon the gold diggers, the ones that want to use you for money, or the ones that, there are even women out there that do what's called pay to play, right, which is illegal, but they still do it. But they're even bashed upon by normal women. I've never had trouble getting a girlfriend, even back when I was 115 kilograms. I'm 100 now, still over my ideal weight, but whatever. 100 kilograms for a 1.85 meter man is not that bad. I don't know the conversion. I'm in the U.S. You're in the UK or Australia or somewhere. I dress neat and proper. That's good. Make sure I smell good. That's good. That matters. Have some flowers for her. Occasionally, flowers are good. Don't overdo it, but that's fine. and half the job is done. The rest is communication and determination. Right. Communication is the key element to making anything work, especially a relationship, even a friendship, even a business partnership. Communication is key to making anything happen, especially a relationship. I do agree on the single mom thing, though. Stay away unless you're really, really desperate to become a substitute daddy. She bleeds dry. It depends on the single mother. Some of them are responsible. And, yes, any single mom's going to want you to be accepting of her kids, but she's not going to, a good single mother is not going to force you or depend on you for providing for her children. Now, if you love the woman and you start to love her kids and it feels right and you want to support them a bit or completely, you got to do what feels right. Get to know the woman and get to know if she's really with you for the right reasons or not. I had an ex-girlfriend and she had 2 teenage daughters. They were amazing and she was amazing to me. I had no problem doing things for her kids. It just depends on the woman. Not all women are like that. Okay? Not all women are the same. Everyone is different. You can't categorize men or women in the same exact category. Everybody's unique and different. I agree with all of what you said except the single mom part. If she's cool and you get along with her kid, why not? I just said that. I'm glad you wrote this back. Maybe you'll love her kid like your own. Right. And that's what happened in my last relationship. Every situation is unique. Thing about single moms is you'll always be second rate. Not necessarily true, but yes, the kids are going to be a higher priority. It doesn't mean that she's not going to love you and care for you and incorporate you into their life as much as you incorporate the kids into your life along with her. It all depends on what feels right, folks. You're not the original father. You're not the man the mother had the child with and was emotionally attached with. You're just a temporary provider. You might be a temporary provider or it might go the distance. It just depends. See, I'm even going to read the rest of this person's posting because this is one of those MGTOW guys. That's the reasoning I figured was why it is discouraged by a lot of guys. I guess I see it differently. I feel like I could still have my own kids with her too. Then her child could have an extra sibling. Yes, if that feels right, if you're with a good woman, she may have had a failed marriage because the man was not that great, but she's a good woman. It all depends. Get to know her, see how it feels. Test it out for a year or two and see how consistent it is. Don't just judge and say all women are like that. They're not. I wonder if these are actual things or just Russian creations to divide the West. Let me see here. People tend to be worse in the web than real life. I've had a hard time imagining any man in real life owning up to being part of MGTOW or incel. Who's going to admit they're an incel? People have no problem admitting they're MGTOW. But if you say you're MGTOW to a group of these current MGTOW men, these immature, insecure men I've been talking about, that say all women are bad. If you say you're MGTOW and they think you're not, they'll bash you. They'll attack you as a group. And they will gang mob attack you on the internet. It's sad. Not like a man is going to say no woman wants me, so I'm giving up. Even the most shamed man would not succumb to admitting defeat. Right. If you're an actual man, you're strong. Sure. Meanwhile, the powers that be are standing back, grinning ear to ear. Right. One more thing here. MGTOW, the concept is totally normal. Who wants to deal with women who have no respect for men? Well, this has nothing to do with MGTOW. Whether a man or a woman are disrespectful or not is up to them as an individual. Okay? Men and women that are disrespectful shouldn't be respected regardless of whether you believe in MGTOW or not. It has nothing to do with MGTOW. Who wants to deal with women who have no respect for men, misandrous, and a bunch of bitter Kool-Aid haired kids who were picked last for kickball flexing because this is all they can do. Dude, this is a MGTOW. This is one of these guys here that's just projecting his insecurities. Listen to this. I would not want a partner who hated my gender. Most women don't hate men. They just don't like these types of men that are behaving immaturely, insecurely. They're angry. They're bitter. They're not fun to be around. They don't dress nice. They don't smell nice. They're out of shape. They don't take care of themselves. Come on, guys. I would not like to live in a society where people who hate my gender are celebrated. Who's celebrating? Who's celebrating that? Are you saying that the feminists are, the radical feminists? Listen, women are not going out there and purposefully saying they hate men. Women are going out there and saying what's going on with men. In the same ways that men are saying what's going on with women. We know what's going on with women. They've been liberated. This is a new era for women. And we're all adjusting to this, right? But women aren't intentionally going out there, bashing men. They're wondering, why are men reacting the way they're reacting just because we're now working and we're more independent? Why can't they just let us women meet them at the same level? Now, in some ways, men and women are biologically equal. In other ways, women are stronger at certain things biologically and men are stronger at other things biologically. But when I say equal, I mean overall. Share in the responsibilities of the relationship equally overall and respect each other equally. And that's going to be the recipe for a great relationship. I'm not going to be shamed for being an anti-feminist because I'm not going to put up with your unresolved ex-boyfriend or daddy issues. There are women like that. And it doesn't mean that they're a feminist or anything like that. It means that they've got emotional issues, probably stemming back to their childhood. I mean, you gotta be on the lookout for women like that. You want to find a woman that was raised well, had both the mother and father in the picture, had a great relationship with her father and her mother, right? You can't blame all women and say all women are like that. They're not. However, developing a cult where you hate women is not the way to solve it. MGTOW is fundamentally sound as a philosophy. Well, it is. The concept of it is great. The way that people represent it and abuse it and use it to try to gain traction on social media and to brainwash other men into believing that all women are bad just so they can keep getting traction on their channel and feel good about themselves. It's pathetic. And that's got to stop. And in 2021, it's going to stop. However, developing a cult where you hate women is not the way to solve it. That's true. MGTOW is fundamentally sound as a philosophy, like I just said. That's true. The culture behind it, that movement is a complete pile of crap. Well, I will have to say that the MGTOW movement, the MGTOW philosophy, great. The way people are representing MGTOW on social media, especially out here on YouTube, not good at all. Just a bunch of angry, bitter, immature, insecure men that either went through a divorce and lost a lot of money in their divorce, or went through a bad breakup or two, and they just can't put it behind them like a normal, strong man would and say, hey, it is what it is. I gave it my best, didn't work out. Take some time off, work on myself, better myself, recoup a bit, and put myself out there again and find someone better. Now I know more so what to look for. That's what a good, strong, real, confident man would do. All right, let me come back to full screen here for a second. We're at 1 hour and 29 minutes, and I'm probably going to take another break here in a second, and then I'm going to go over the last two articles because these are going to be pretty short, not as long. All right. The next article when I get back is going to be from technologyreview.com. It's called The Manosphere is Getting More Toxic as Angry Men Join the Incels. Men from the less extreme end of the misogynistic spectrum are drifting towards groups that espouse violence against women, a new study suggests. Boy, that's going to be good. And then I've got a Reddit posting here from someone that wrote, "I'm an ex-MGTOW member. Oh boy, where do I start? I can't wait to go over that. That's going to be interesting." So let me check out Facebook real quick. Nothing going on over there. Nothing going on YouTube. We still have 17 people here. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It's a very important show, folks, and I'm going to speak nothing but the truth here. So let me go ahead and queue up some more royalty-free YouTube music, because that took a little bit longer than I thought it would. Hopefully I won't have to take a third break. I think I'll be able to pile through the last two fairly quickly. All right. Let me see here. Let me see. Where are we? Let me see. All right, folks, music's all queued up. I'm going to step away for another 5 to 7 or 8 minute break. Like I said, when we return, we're going to get back to the next article online called "The Manosphere is Getting More Toxic as Angry Men Join the Incels." So stick around. We'll be right back. Says Mutz says welcome back. All right. Here we go. Feel it, yeah. A little jazzy there. Gotta feel it. Gotta feel good. Part of being a good, strong man is feeling good. Like I keep saying, if you don't feel good, how the heck are women gonna feel good being around you? You gotta love yourself. Come on, feel good. Just feel good. Be you. Be your real self. Let your guard down. Let these go with the flow. Come on, guys. Come on. Woo. Oh, yeah. All right. Welcome back to the third installment of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube. And also, once again, tonight, simulcasting live on Facebook as well. Glad you could all join me for the third and final part of the show. It is 11:23 p.m. Eastern, 8:23 p.m. Pacific in my neck of the woods. I'm in the beautiful, glorious, amazing San Francisco Bay Area, Northern California, San Mateo County, city to be exact. I love where I live. You should love where you live too. And I feel good, and you should feel good too, right? Now tonight, I'm getting down and dirty, getting down to the nitty-gritty of probably one of the most important topics of the modern world, and that is male and female relationship dynamics and the issues that men and women are having in getting along. The title of tonight's stream is Very Bitter and Insecure Men Need to Stop Misleading Other Men in Regards to Women. One more time. Very bitter and insecure men need to stop misleading other men in regards to women. Now, before we get back to these last two articles here, I want to say this, okay? The most major problem, in my opinion, that men have nowadays regarding their luck with women is the sheer fact alone that they're not showing up as men. They're not showing up as men. If we go back in history to the inception of mankind and female kind, men have always been manly and masculine. They've been strong. They've worked hard. They've been a great provider. They've taken care of themselves, right? In the modern world, the same principles apply when attracting women, despite the fact that women now have been liberated and they're able to do things on their own. They're able to provide for themselves. They're able to buy their own homes, buy their own cars. They're working equal pay for equal work. I don't have to go through that again. You get the drift, right? But men are not showing up as men in the same ways they used to show up back in the days before women were liberated. So what's happened to men? They think they're more manly when they're coming out and they're saying, oh, we don't need women. We're going to withdraw from women, or all women are the same. They think that they're strong when they're doing that. They think that they're more manly when they're doing that. And quite frankly, in my opinion, it should be a fact. It's the complete opposite. It's making you guys look extremely pathetic and bitter and angry that you are not good enough for the modern day woman or women, period. Like the men that I've been discussing here, like these MGTOW men, all these angry and bitter men, they're not only good enough to be with a woman, the modern woman nowadays. In my opinion, if you put these same men with the same attitudes that they have back in the days of traditionalism, they would not be good enough or trusted by the woman to be a good provider, to protect the woman, because they're just not showing up as men. That's the bottom line. So instead of you guys going out there and projecting your insecurities and creating hate and being angry and bitter and not loving yourselves, why don't you work on yourselves? If you need to lose 50, 100 pounds, you can lose the weight. I can help you with it if you'd like. You can do it on your own. Get some better clothing, wear some cologne, do your hair. If you don't have hair like me, shave your head nice and clean, get a nice beard, right? Wear some nice clothing and just be a decent dude. And hey, are you going to still come across some women that aren't going to work out? Sure, but don't let that stop you from finding a good woman that will appreciate you for you. But if you show up looking like trash, what do you expect? A lot of you guys say, well, the woman should accept me for the way that I am. Okay, so if a woman showed up looking like trash, would you accept her? Like, you guys are very hypocritical. You guys contradict everything because the real problem is this. You just don't love yourselves. And in order to make yourselves feel better and make yourselves feel like you have an actual purpose, you come out now to social media and even in real life and you project all this stuff onto good people like myself that have my stuff together. I hope one of these days, these guys realize it and make a change for the better. And if you need my help and you're open to my help, I'd be happy to help you. But I've tried for the last 4 years to help people like this, and let me tell you, they're just not open to it. No one can be helped until they can help themselves first. In order to help someone, they have to at least own up to how they've been behaving and showing up, and they've got to be open to allowing you to help them overcome the rest of it. We'll just see what happens. I'll do another show down the road, 6 months, a year from now, maybe 5 years from now, and we'll see. Has this changed? Has it gotten worse? Or has it completely flipped back to normal? Who knows? I'm curious to see what the future holds. All right. Let's go back to the browser source. And I need to go ahead and just get this thing fixed here real quick. Need to adjust this, and then we'll get to the next one here. All right, we're almost set here. Almost set. Let's see. All right. I think we're good. Oh, man, come on. Wrestler Mania is in the house. Just a second before you go there, Jamie, a.k.a. Wrestler Mania channel. Wrestler Mania is here, and he says, "Good, getting ready to go to bed. Everyone have a great stream. Good night, all. Good night, brother. Thank you for stopping by. Much love, much appreciation from Coach Eli. Happy New Year once again to you and your wife and your family." All right. There we go. Let's get right to it. This is from technologyreview.com, and the title is called "The Manosphere is Getting More Toxic as Angry Men Join the Incels." From the less extreme end of the misogynistic spectrum and are drifting towards groups that espouse violence against women, a new study suggests. By Tanya Bassau. Written February 7, 2020, fairly new, a little less than a year old, written by a female. I want to hear the female perspective. In 2014, Elliot Rodger went on a shooting and stabbing spree, killing 6 and injuring 14 at the University of California, Santa Barbara. Rodger was a self-proclaimed incel, short for involuntary celibate. What man in their right mind would self-proclaim themselves as an involuntary celibate incel? If you're going to look at yourself as a man in that way, if you're going to look at yourself as such a low-value man, do you even wonder why you can't get women to want to be with you? That's the most pathetic thing I've read. in a while. A group of young men who feel furious at their perceived rejection by women and meet online to discuss and spread their ideology. Their toxic misogyny fuels a hatred for women that has led to several recent incidents of mass violence, with many incels citing Rogers' own disturbing manifesto as an inspiration. That's just ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Why would you proclaim yourself as an incel? Why are you not able to get a woman? Is it because of the way you see yourself? If you see yourself as a low-value man, if you see yourself as one that's not good enough to get a woman, how are you going to be able to attract women that want to be with you? Women can read without you saying a word how you see yourself. And if a woman can't see happiness within yourself and confidence within yourself, you're never going to get a woman. This is just ridiculous. And then they go online, instead of bettering themselves, maybe losing a little weight, wearing some better clothing, cologne, working on themselves to better themselves, they go online and they project their insecurities amongst each other. And then it makes things worse, right? And then other guys get involved instead of fixing themselves and bettering themselves. And then they start doing stupid things like this guy did, killing 6 and injuring 14 at the University of Santa Barbara. That's really sad. The authorities are taking note. Last month, the Texas Department of Public Safety released a report finding that incels are an emerging domestic terrorism threat, as current adherents demonstrate marked acts of threats or threats of violence in furtherance of their social grievance. They're just unhappy that they don't love themselves. They can easily change that and get women to want to be intimate with them and date them. This all stems within them, maybe the way they were raised, okay? Maybe they've had a bad relationship in the past or a bad marriage, and they've sunk so low into depression that they just can't get out of it. They need to get the right help and better themselves. They can be changed, and they can make that change on their own. They just don't want to. They'd rather sulk in their own misery and bring other similar guys in a similar situation to sulk in each other's miseries, or in each other's misery, which makes matters worse. Pathetic. Now, a group of computer scientists have painted the most complete picture yet of the misogynistic groups that fuel the incel movement online. The manosphere, as it is known, is divided into 4 broad groups. I already mentioned this earlier. I'll say it again. Men's rights activists, MRAs, claim that family law and social institutions discriminate against men. That there is some truth to that. Women are somewhat favored in the court system. They somewhat are. But here's the bottom line. I've also seen women that were the breadwinners that had half of their money taken by, their man in a divorce, because they made more money. It's about the breadwinner. It's about who's more mentally and emotionally fit to be a better parent for child custody. And it's about who's making more money that's going to lose more money in a divorce settlement. Because when you're married together, you're doing things together. And whether you believe it or not, if you're a man and you're making more money than your woman, part of the reason why you've been able to make more money is because maybe she's at home taking care of the kids or doing more of the stuff away from work, so you have an opportunity to go to work. Have you guys ever thought about that? Men going their own way, MGTOW, take this feeling of grievance further, arguing that society can't be amended. Well, there's nothing wrong with society. There's something wrong with you. Let's just move on. It's how you perceive society to be, not how it actually is. You're making society be that way because that's how you're assuming it is. And you're getting other guys to agree to the same thing just because you can't get out of your rut and you want someone to whine and complain with. It's just pathetic. They often avoid women, blaming them for their problems. No. These men's problems are their own problems. They just can't own up to it. That's just ridiculous. A real man owns up to his problems, admits them, corrects them, and moves on and becomes a better man. Pickup artists, PUAs, meanwhile, date and harass women they believe society is feminizing men. I don't think PUAs necessarily harass women. I think they manipulate women to get laid, to have sex with them, and then they pump and dump them and they're gone. They lead women to believe that they're going to have a relationship with them just to get in their pants, and once they get what they want, then they're out, and then they ghost the woman. That's my opinion. And then there are the incels, the most potentially violent of the group. Incels abide by the black pill, a belief that women use their sexual power to dominate men socially. For that, incels want revenge. Here's the thing, guys. Women will only have the power of their looks or sexual power if you allow them to have that power. See, a guy like me can see 100 hot women in a row. And let's say 100 hot women were standing in front of me in a row and they all wanted to be intimate with me. They all wanted me, right? I had to choose one. Okay? I wouldn't sit there and want all of them. I'd say, yeah, you're all hot, but what more do you have to bring to the table? Are you smart? Do you have a great career? Do you want kids? Are you good with kids? How's your personality? How's your communication style? Can you carry a great conversation? There's a lot more to it. I'm not fazed by a woman's looks to the point of where it basically makes me feel like women have control over me because of that. Do I notice a woman's beautiful looks? Yeah. Have I said in my head, boy, I'd like to, you know what, right? I've said that. Sure, every guy has, right? But I'm not fazed or controlled by that. These guys are fazed and controlled by that because they just can't get any women because of the way they show up and the way they see themselves. If they consider themselves an incel, then they're automatically putting themselves down and coming off as someone that's not dateable, as someone that's not attractive to women. The team's analysis found that the manosphere is evolving and fast. Over the past 10 years, the population of men identifying as men's rights activists in MGTOW, traditionally older and less violent, is falling, while younger, more toxic PUA and incel communities have seen a spike. The young guys are in trouble because you guys are following all these other young guys on YouTube that are in their early 20s, late teens, early 20s. These guys come out and they think they know everything about women. They think they know everything about, the modern world and women and how they were in the past, right? What these guys have done is followed a few other creators, maybe read a few articles, right? Now they're like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel, start talking smack about women, and just gain an audience of guys that feel the same way. And instead of helping these guys become better men and learning to get along with everyone, including women, these guys, talk smack about women and relate to these guys in that way. And then they build these big audiences that grow their YouTube channel, but actually don't help these people. And they don't help themselves either. It's pathetic. It's ridiculous. Worryingly, it seems that there has been a significant migration from men's rights groups to incel groups. Every year since 2015, around 8% of MRA or MGTOW members appear to have become more radicalized and joined incel groups online. That's pathetic. You guys are giving up on life. I can help you turn that around if you want to work with me. But you have to be open to it. And as long as you're not open to it, you're going to be living a life of depression. You're going to be living a life of unhappiness, a gloomy life. Come on, that's just ridiculous. You guys can turn it around if you want. The older groups are dying off, says co-author Jeremy Blackburn, an assistant professor at Birmingham University. Indeed, it seems that not only are older, less violent groups dying off, but membership in the more violent groups is becoming more toxic. Right. I see that happen even out here on YouTube and even Facebook and Reddit and everywhere else. And that's why YouTube, Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, all these other social media platforms have shut down a lot of these sites because they're toxic. They're toxic. And these guys are coming out saying, well, we're having our freedom of speech silenced. No, you're not. You're having your toxicity silenced. Unbelievable. To determine the level of hate being espoused by these groups, the team used a machine learning tool developed by Google called Perspective that looks for keywords in speech. It produces a toxicity score. Wow, that's interesting. To give an idea of how much hate speech is being used in the forums. Wow. The team's analysis showed that speech in the most extreme manosphere groups on Reddit, known as subreddits, was far more hateful than the speech of a random sample of Reddit users, and more on the wavelength of fringe far-right hate groups. Again, here we go with the far-right thing. Like those that frequent the social network Gab, and it's getting worse. Over time, the toxicity score has risen across all manosphere forums because these guys are following other creators that are spewing their toxicity, and they're being infected by the other creators. That's why these people need to be stopped. And we need to hang around people like myself and other positive people that can get you in a better mind frame. Come on, guys. This is ridiculous, man. God. So I'm not going to read any more of this. It's pretty long, but you get the point. I'm going to share this link and the other links in the description section once I am done here. Now, I've got one more. Article to go over here. This is that Reddit article. This is going to be interesting. So let me go ahead and get this all set up here real quick. Huh. I just sure you want in my group. What, Lewis? That didn't make any sense. Did you mean you just shared me in your group or something like that, dude? All right, give me just a second here. I keep moving other parts of the screen here. Here we go. You shared me out. Thank you, Lewis. We're going to be wrapping this up in about 10, 15 minutes max. All right. We're almost set here. All right. Lewis Fuller says, stupid spell check. Let me check out the Facebook side real quick if there's anything going on there. Nope, nothing going on Facebook. All right. So this last article I'm going to be reading, or website I'm going to be reading from, is from, Reddit. Everyone knows about Reddit by now. If not, check out Reddit. Some great forums there. And it's some guy that writes, I'm an ex-MGTOW member. Okay. Interesting. Oh boy, where do I start? I was a MGTOW member for many years. It distorted my way of thinking towards people in general, but of course, especially women. You got tired of having to shut out women from your life. You missed kissing a woman, making love to a woman, having a conversation with a woman, the feminine touch, right? Yeah, I get it. I understand. Let's continue. It lasted for many years. I hated women with a passion because of their promiscuous nature. Well, men and women are both promiscuous nowadays. Women are independent. They're making their own money, so they can do whatever they want, just like men have always been able to do whatever they want. What's wrong with that? Now, I don't want to be with a promiscuous woman, but if that's how she wants to live her life, that's on her, not me. I don't have to associate with women like that. I will associate with women that are not like that. When I would date a woman, I felt the need to treat her like doo-doo. Well, he said the S word, but I'm trying to keep it advertiser friendly. It came to the point where I started hating my own mother with a passion and disrespecting. That's pretty sad, man. You hate your own mother because of MGTOW? That's why you're an ex-MGTOW, huh? I couldn't even look at the cashier who was a woman when I went to the store without feeling some level of disgust. Wow. This guy was really hardcore red pill indoctrinated. Like he was so indoctrinated that it was just beyond his means. It's just, wow. Wow. That's crazy. I think MGTOW red pill movement is just another movement to separate people from each other, just another brainwashing tool probably created to slow down the growth of the human population. No, it was just created to initially by some guys 20 years ago or so to make modern men aware of, modern female nature, the modern day divorce laws, the court system, child custody laws, etc. It wasn't made to bash women. It was made to make people aware of what you're up against. And that there are some women out there that will take advantage of this, and you need to watch out for those women. But there are also good women out there as well. You have to, just like there are good and bad men, there are good and bad women. It was just made to raise awareness for men because women, for the last 55 years have had all the empowerment groups and, they're being supported through feminism. Men needed something to go to for support as well. So MGTOW was not created to be something bad. It was created to be basically the female version of feminism to basically teach men about the modern day woman, because of what the modern day woman has learned and been indoctrinated through the feminist agenda. That's the truth. I know I'm being extremely vague, but I'm just very happy that I found this page. Okay. Let's hope you don't turn back. If this new girl happens to break up with you, women aren't responsible for your hatred on them. They're human beings with flaws just as much as men. Right, we both have flaws. And we're all different. I keep saying that. And another guy says, LOL, because it's true. Is that why you're laughing, dude? Glad you're out of that poop, dude. Living life full of hate sucks. It does. I love women. I love hiking with women. I love snuggling up with a woman. I love taking a weekend getaway trip with a woman. I will go away with a woman any day over going away with any of my guy friends. My guy friends are just boring and insecure and just like, they're like these MGTOW guys almost sometimes. Maybe not as bad, but they're close. Like, look, if I'm gonna be dealing with, emotions from people, I'd rather deal with the emotions of a woman, which is normal for her, and snuggle up with her at the end of the night and be intimate with her and go hiking with her and go to dinner with her than have to deal with the emotions of my guy friends, which is not normal for them to be overly emotional because it's supposed to be masculine. I'd rather deal with a woman any day. Any day. Yeah, this guy made a great choice. Yeesh, yeesh, yeesh. I mean, it got to the point where I hated Eve from the Bible. Eve from Adam and Eve. That's pretty bad, man. You got indoctrinated hardcore, not into the original meaning of MGTOW from the people that created it, but from these people in the social media land, especially out here on YouTube, Reddit, etc. Wow. I'm not a Christian, but I thought the symbolism was women are easily manipulated and only care about themselves. Some women are, and some men are the same way, but most people are not that way. You just have to pick and choose the right people. And sometimes things just don't work out, and women do have more options nowadays because they're making their own money. They're independent. That's where the problem is with you guys. You don't understand the fact that women are independent. So now you really have to more so show up as a man, and you're not. You guys aren't showing up as men. That's why you have issues with the modern day woman. You're right. It should be YOU apostrophe R. That's okay. We're not counting spelling or grammar. You're right. MGTOW is a tool to divide people. I almost became one myself, but I started to question, what's the purpose of this? I think if MGTOW does become more rapid, we will see a lot of lonely, bitter men in the future, and that's what's happening already, right? It is. And MGTOW was not created to divide people. It was created to make men aware of modern-day feminism and the modern-day woman and the divorce laws and the child custody laws. It was not made to bash women or divide people. Where that's coming from are these creators that are using the MGTOW label and creating content and putting their own hateful spin on it and taking it way out of context. Yeah, I agree. It seems the reasoning of MGTOW to me is more sinister than men rejecting society. And yeah, true. The two worst things that are dividing men and women right now is feminism and MGTOW. Right. And it doesn't have to. I feel there's a reason for that. If you can guide a population's behavior, you're in control. Why should you be in control? Why not just be natural? Let things happen naturally in the way they were meant to be. You don't have to control a woman if you're a man, and you don't have to control a man if you're a woman. Just let things be natural. If it works out, it works out. If not, go find someone else it'll work out with. It's pretty simple, pretty cut and dry. Just going to read a few more of these, and then I'll just share the link. We'll wrap this up. What made you change your thinking? He's asked. Part of it was that it was making me unhappy, and other part was dating someone who turned around all of my thoughts on the matter. Plus, it was not enjoyable hating. It felt stressful. I went through this with my ex. She was the most amazing woman I ever met in my life. And part of the reason why she broke up with me was because I was a part of this group. There are good women out there, guys. And if you're in this mindset of hate, you're not gonna get anywhere. You're not gonna attract the right women. You're gonna attract the wrong women, right? Because they're feeling hateful towards MGTOW. You're feeling hateful towards feminism. That's the type of person you're gonna attract. You don't want to attract those people. You want to attract good quality people. And the good quality people that don't even know about MGTOW or really care about, extreme feminism as a woman, like they don't want to hear this stuff. They don't want to deal with this negativity or this drama. They don't. Women don't want to deal with drama. At least good women don't want to deal with drama. And if you have a woman that loves drama, then stay away from her. If you're with a man that is into drama, stay away from him too. It's pretty simple. Well done for realizing the internet is on big sysop. Really is. Hate is not healthy for your soul. Good for you for snapping out of that. Yes, I still am having some after effects, but they're getting better over time. Good. The rhetoric of MGTOW and the red pill is visceral, like what you see in racist ideologies. And a lot of these MGTOW guys are racist too. I hate to say it. It's sad. They're racist and they're discriminatory, and they're really unhappy people within themselves. They project on the anything and everything, which is what I'm trying to say. There are people who start reading stuff like that just to learn more about it and wind up adopting the ideology because it F's with your head so much. Glad you got out of it, and good luck with life. Yes, it was definitely a mind F, and it kept me in this pool of hate, and I didn't even realize how harmful it was to my mind. I thought I was just being woke. Okay. I'm not going to read any more of this, but you get the hint there. Let's go ahead and head back over to full screen and start wrapping this up. I'm going to check out Facebook one more time in case anyone is over there. Give me just a second here. Nobody else on Facebook, and the YouTube side is pretty quiet. I'm going to say this to wrap up this show. To the men out there, to the men that have been deeply indoctrinated into MGTOW. You're a men's rights activist, which is fine to a certain point, but let's say you're, a little too far deep into the MRA, men's rights activist thing. If you're a PUA or if you're an incel, whatever you are, this is the honest truth. Number one, first and foremost, you need help, and you need to be open to help. And until you're open to help, not just from me, it doesn't even have to be me, it has to be from somebody. Somebody needs to help you get through this. You have to be open to that help. And until you're open to that help, your life is going to continue sinking. But if you're one of these people, and let's say you're running a YouTube channel and you amass an audience of 100,000 people, 100,000 other men your age, let's say you're in your 20s, and you're telling these men that this is the way it is, this is the way you should treat women, this is what I've been through, guys, don't fall for it, these guys are going to believe you. Maybe solely on the fact because you were able to amass an audience of 100,000 people. But you got to understand, you're not only hurting yourself, but you're more so hurting these other people, these other men that are really seeking for help and seeking the right answers, the true answers. There's not a man on the planet that doesn't enjoy the company of a good, beautiful woman, to have a great conversation with, to take weekend getaway trips with, to go hiking with, to go to nice restaurants with, to travel with, to make love to, have sex, however you want to put it. There's not a man on the planet that doesn't enjoy that. Each and every man out there can have that. Even the incels, the MGTOWs, PUAs, the MRAs, whatever. You guys can all have that. But it all starts with you. It all starts within you. Sorry, I didn't say that right. It all starts within you. How you see yourself. I keep saying that. How you see yourself is how the rest of the world's going to see you. How you see yourself is how women are going to see you. Do you like what you see in the mirror? Do you like how you smell? Do you like what you're wearing? Does it make you feel good? Does it make you feel confident? Because if it doesn't, it's not going to work on women. And why blame women for turning down guys that don't take care of themselves? Take care of yourselves. Be the high-value man you were made to be. And you're going to see how it's going to turn your life around. But again, until you take a good look at yourself in the mirror, take a good, hard look at yourself in the mirror, and admit and accept that the problem is you. You have to admit the problem is you and within you and no one else. Until you can do that, it's never going to change. If you want help to turn it around, I'd be happy to help you guys. In the past, you've not been open to my help or anyone else's help. So until you, decide the time has come where you want to make that change, no one's going to be able to help you. You can't even help yourself until you're open to help. So how in the world can anyone else help you? I really do hope that throughout the rest of 2021, some changes will be made. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to do my part to go toe-to-toe and tackle on these other channels that are hating people, or that are spewing hate on women and basically telling other men that this is the way you need to treat women. This is what you need to do and not do. I'll be watching those channels closely, and if they violate guidelines or whatever, I will report them. We don't need any of that crap. We got to get rid of it. It's time for these hateful and toxic people to go. And not only make the internet a better place, make the world a better place. Because, hey, the internet is where we're all at nowadays. Everyone's on the internet. We're so connected. So if you don't think that the internet affects our real lives, then you're out of your mind. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to not only make the world a better place, but to make the internet a better place and safer place for everyone. So with that being said, I'm going to get on out of here. Mutt Nuts World says night. I'll catch up later. Hope you enjoyed the show, Mutt. Thank you for being here, Mutt Nuts World. Thank you for being here, Lewis Fuller. Thank you for being here earlier, Jamie, a.k.a. WrestleMania channel. Thank you for being here earlier, Will, a.k.a. Furious Reactor Gaming. Thank you to Jeff Stowe over on the Facebook side. And anyone else that was watching behind the scenes and not commenting on Facebook or on YouTube. I'm not sure if I'll be back for a stream or a video tomorrow. Maybe, maybe not. If not, I may just take the day off and come back on Monday. So if you don't hear from me, don't worry. It's all good. I'll try to make a community posting on YouTube and make a posting on Facebook if I don't do something tomorrow. So keep it locked through the Grip on Life channel. You'll see what happens next. With that being said, have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you all next time. And don't forget, it's all about equality between men and women. Equality. Have yourselves a great night. We'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye.